I think the question really is because we are post-crisis. Where is the money going? Is it going towards more productive purposes or is it going towards purchasing cars? I mean, the marginal propensity to import in our consumption basket is pretty high. So I guess if you can do some data analysis, perhaps you can see better where the money is going is in the right direction. The tenor, I mean, do you have a weighted average tenor on each of these things? Or?
By the amount.
No, the length, maturity. I mean, I would think certain types of loans will have, like the member asked earlier, is this for capital purposes? I mean, trading purposes, obviously short tenor, quick turnaround loans, as opposed to whether they are going into actual investment. How would you know that? Mr. Fonseca?
The total portfolio, take the total loan portfolio maturity profile we have, but maturity profile within SMEs and economic sectors, I don't think we collect that information in that form at the moment.
Yeah, I think the question really is because we are post-crisis. Where is the money going? Is it going towards more productive purposes or is it going towards purchasing cars? I mean, essentially that is what it boils down to.
Yeah, I think if I may have a view on that, in a recovery process, usually recovery starts with the consumption picking up. That's how, without consumption picking up, there is no production taking place. People won't invest in the production unless they see the consumption picking up. That's how usually in the recovery, at the early stage, consumption will have to go up. That's why this pawning, agriculture, all these things are going. And motor vehicles also maybe partly consumption. That will convert into with high demand, that then there's an incentive for the production processes to increase supply through the investment. That's the second phase of recovery usually. I don't think we can expect in the recovery investment taking place at the beginning. There's a sequence. And then consumption taking place later. That wouldn't happen usually.
Yeah, but then just to add to that, you got to look at the context, no? I mean, the marginal propensity to import in our consumption basket is pretty high. So, I mean, you borrow and you import a car, most of it goes to a investment or a industry overseas. So while theoretically it is true, consumption has to lead and then investment will have to follow, the context also matters. So I guess if you can do some data analysis, perhaps you can see better whether, where the money is going is in the right direction.
I think for that we can look at the import of, we have a category clearly consumption, intermediate and the investment goods. So that's where, if you look at the motor vehicles, personal vehicles are classified as a consumption category. So tourism, commercial vehicles are under the investment category. The intermediate are raw material imports. That's where we can look at, have some idea of where are the demand coming from, which categories. Mainly investment and intermediate goods are usually picking up in terms of imports.
Chairman?
Just Dr. Chandranat, you wanted to say something.
I just wanted to add to what Governor said. So essentially, Honourable Chair, even though we say personal loans and advances, I mean, if a person buys a motor vehicle, it does not say that will be used only for consumption, because the economy is evolving and becoming more complex. I think, Uber and PickMe and, so many other productive activities could happen even through the increase in personal loans and advances. And if you take pawning, it may be for agricultural purposes. So we don't go into that deep, but simply because personal loans and advances are growing, it does not mean that it's less productive than providing credit to others.
Doctor, did you say that the pawning goes into agriculture? So what type of interest does
that's a trend historically. When there is the harvest season and the cultivation season, usually people go and mortgage this jewelry and take that money, and end of the season they settle that. That's a short-term cycle. That
does
it
deem fit for the central bank to feel? My question, the origin was this: where the movement of the funds have been? Is it into capital? Is it into consumption? Is it into paying off loans? Now that is very vital. didn't the central bank deem fit that this was a necessary way of looking at the trend analysis in the spend?
That is what exactly this additional director explained, the sector-wise where
Yeah, so
money
in
goes.
that case, why didn't you feel deemed fit to give us that type of breakup? You are still groping
That's
in the dark
available.
as
That's
to
why
how
we
to
can give
respond
that.
to my
There's
question.
no question about that.
Yeah.
That's why it was provided, because
Yeah,
it was
so
not in the
that-
presentation.
No,
but
no,
data
I-
is published monthly.
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of the answers to Honorable Ravikarnalaka's question were contained in that
No,
answer.
contain, but that should have been a specific thing here to say from 11% to 22% grew in the areas of X, Y, and Z. Because if you look at there has been $1.8 billion of trillion dollars of LCs open for vehicles. Of that, it's seen here that 1.16 is on leasing and performance on the vehicles that is there. Balance 237 billion on pawning. So you could see where the trend is. And in that case, I mean, pawning, if it goes to agriculture, well and good, but I don't know whether they make such amount of money in that sustainable, agriculture at this moment.
One other owning is almost double. The value of the loan size is also high compared to what was in the past.
That's true.
But that gold rush was only 2 months, so it went up to 325, came to 235. The lower lending was always in the range of about 210. That is only a last 6 weeks.
The gold prices, owning loans maximum tenure is 12 months. So the
Is?
12 months is owning is maximum 12 months usual banks.
Yeah.
They don't lend more than that.
I think, there are a lot of anecdotes here, Dr. Chandranath. I mean, central banks usually move beyond anecdotes. So let us actually take this conversation into your research unit and get some people to really sit down and, disaggregate these numbers. And why don't you present us a paper on the kind of questions that the honorable members are asking. And these are very relevant. So let's take it beyond anecdotes. Let's
Now, being
do
on
some
this
proper analytics with some serious, robust number crunching. Yeah.